What if is gonna be what if deku got one for all early. Guys, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not gonna record during weekends anymore because it's just weird during weekends now because like there's too much noises and stuff. People play music around me during the weekends too much, and I can't go inside because there's too many people talking. So yeah, I might do like one or two of them, but I'll try to do that. But if there's no time for me to do it, unless it's really hot outside, I won't do what ifs during the weekends. But yeah, this one, what if Decky got one for early, part 6. I left on the night eye thing. If you guys heard, I was playing the game. I was bored, and I just had time on my hand, so I did play the game. No, people don't like me playing games, but I've seen other what ifs do it. What if YouTubers, I'm pretty sure people don't like it either. But yeah, I was just doing that because I just got a new game, Overwatch, and stuff. But yeah, I won't do that anymore anyway. But yeah. So I left off with that. I think I went over the standard, like they just punched him pretty much. Just kicking the crap out of him. But yeah. And yeah, so the test, he gets like one higher. He's above Bakugo in the running test. Then you get to the race test. Deku, he uses Black Whip while running and launches himself over everything and stuff like that. And he gets first by landing up by an All Might saying, "I am here, no time to fear. Wait, no worries, I am here to rescue you." Whenever he lands, everybody's baffled because how fast he got there. Like they know how fast he already is, but like they know like his power is super fast, but they don't know that he can use Black Whip to go like 10 times faster than that. Watching him and stuff. Then it's the battles. It is still Bakugo versus All Might and Deku. Oh yeah, my next what if for Deku would be what if Deku had a teleportation quirk, and I'll go over the details whenever I do the video. And so yeah, so Bakugo still wants to take down All Might by himself, and Deku's still trying to make a plan. But when Bakugo got smashed in the back, Deku used Black Whip, caught him, and threw him through the gate, and he exploded himself back to normal. So it's just him and All Might. So I'm upped him up already to 50%. So whenever I'm gonna say All Might throws a 50% smash, Deku punches with his smash, and their quirks are practically the same. They can shoot these big wind pressures, but whenever his 50% hits All Might, it's greater because off one go amps up, and that sends All Might back. Because I'm gonna say Deku's 50% is 80% of All Might's. So then this is whenever All Might says 80% out loud, not on accident, and throws his hand down. He's trying to smash him. This is whenever Deku says Black Whip shield, creating like a circle of Black Whip. Throwing it at him with oneforall, going through, pushing back the airwave plus his, hitting him. And that's when he says Black Whip drill, turning into a driller motion, covering his hand. And this is whenever he uses oneforall. This is pretty much a piercing punch, and he punches, and it hits buildings, and like it starts smashing through buildings, shooting All Might back. And whenever people see what happened, All Might has a gash in his chest. And because he wasn't injured in this, so he doesn't have a time limit, he runs back and he says 100% smash with, Deku using Black Whip covering himself. And that's whenever he says Black Whip 50% slashes and starts shooting like 14 of them plus his fist using shockwaves, overpowering him because it's like All Might uses two hands that 100% versus 14 different whips at 80% of his power, All Might's, and in two other hands using long-range smashes to hit him also. And that's whenever Deku tracks two of his whips, making it 12. Almost like, oh, you're going easy, bad mistake. And this is whenever he kicks, and nobody's seen him kick before. And because your legs are technically stronger than your arms, people say, and stuff like that. This is whenever All Might uses 150% because he used his legs. And he noticed that he can go beyond 100 with his legs. Smashing, hitting Deku directly in the chest, sending him back with the two black whips with pieces of rock smashing into All Might's back, making him drop to his knees, and Deku flying back. And that's wherever All Might sees Black Whip grab onto buildings and stop him. This is whenever Deku, what he did for the training is that he learned how to meditate. And you see him start smiling, and it turns into a frown, making him look angrier. And Black Whip starts getting like it's harder, and he shoots Black Whip out at full strength, saying, "I win," smashing the ground 100 times. All Might using 1,000,000% smash. This causes the whole arena to blow to shreds. And All Might and Deku is slung back all the way out the buildings with, I'm gonna say, All Might's arm broken with Deku's arm broken because they both said 1,000,000% smash. Sending them back. And like they're going over the footage, seeing them both collide with a broken fist, and while saying 1,000,000% smash, and they're both gone in an instant. And people are amazed, like they knew that All Might was strong and stuff, because people don't really see him go 1,000,000%, only a couple times. But you never guys seen, like, All For One's strongest punch. I wouldn't even say is equal to 1,000,000%. I wouldn't even say that. I think it'd be even weaker than that. It's like a spread shot. Oneforall's strongest punch and stuff like that. And yeah, so Deku still wins because him and All Might were pretty much a draw, but Bakugo got out and stuff like that. So this is whenever they get told about the forest, and that's whenever I'm gonna say they told him not to use 1,000,000% ever again, him and All Might, or I'll say All Might can use. They told All Might not to rely on that. And that's when All Might brings up that whenever I kicked him, I could use more than 100% of my power, with Night Eye there saying, "What? So you're saying legs can do more percentage than arms?" And stuff like that. And stuff like that, man. And yeah. Now they took a liking to Deku first. And Deku does use his legs, but this is whenever Deku says that even whenever I use my legs, I make sure I limit myself to a certain percent. And he said I'll try to push it beyond that, making his legs a 60% smash, his arms 50% smashes. And this is whenever he masters his shoot style with his hands, because he never mastered it, I'm gonna say, because he still had that limiter in his brain acting like All Might. That's why I call it a limiter, but because it does limit his power. Because I'm gonna say he used more smashes than kicks, like he barely kicked before and stuff. So yeah. So they're on the bus, and I'm just gonna say that Shinso has been taking lessons from Azila, so he has a scarf on, and he got into 1A, because I'm gonna say there was just one extra seat. So whenever they get to the little forest thing, so he knows that Deku tells him about the quirk, about the pussycats, and he's thinking about this. So whenever she jumps, he jumps back. Sorry about the interruption, something had came up. But yeah, where was I? Let me think. It was somewhere where... Oh yeah. So Suncho and Deku jump back, because they know what her quirk is whenever she touches the ground. And she draws, and that's whenever Suncho asks her a question, why did you do that? And she says, a test, and that's whenever I got you. And she's under mind control, and that's whenever he says, turn off your quirk in a straight line in front of us. Turn off your quirk, actually. Never mind, because the beasts move. She does, and that's whenever he tells her to walk with us. And yeah, so what happens is that, as always says that the test was to get through the forest with beasts while using your quirk. And Senso says that this is my quirk, and I used it to take down all the earth monsters. And that's whenever he says, fine, you can go through, but nobody else, even you, Deku. So I'm gonna say he just goes launching through, and they told all the students to wait, because he's allowed to go through as fast as he can. And because the reason why it took them so long is because all the beasts and stuff. I would say that was only like a couple 5 miles away, and he swings on his scarf. Senso does, and that's whenever the quirk deactivates, or Senso's quirk. And yeah, and they tell them to go, but this is whenever Deku starts putting Black Whip everywhere, and they see him run somewhere, and he runs, slam his body into Black Whip, launching him. I'm gonna say he also had Uraraka, and what the plan was is that he would launch him and Uraraka across the field, but whenever we got there, Uraraka would make them zero gravity. And people were confused, because all they seen was light and stuff, but the first thing they saw was Deku grab Uraraka after talking a little bit, run somewhere while using Black Whip, and slingshotting them across the whole field. And people were like, no fair. And yeah, they stopped zero gravity, and Deku launches them back. And Senso just got there too. Senso's like, wow, you guys are already here. How'd you get here? And that's when they explain it. So I'm gonna say it's about the same, but without a help of a 5% Deku. So it is a little harder, for them to get through, and Uraraka floating a whole bunch of them. Because I'll say her quirk would actually be useful in there, because she could float them and all that. So Froppy was useless in this, because Froppy, the only reason why she could throw those monsters were because Uraraka made them zero gravity. But I would say Ida, Bakugo, Todoroki was one of the most useful. And Momo was useful too, because Momo could shoot them down with cannons and stuff like that. So yeah, they start cooking, and everybody gets there. I'm gonna say 30 minutes. 15 minutes later than it, but that's still impressive to them. And say that's pretty good for one of your strongest students, and one good useful court that can help you guys take them down easier and stuff like that. We're not there, so they congratulate them and stuff. They do training. Deku, I'm just gonna say, he's practicing stuff that he could do with Black Whip and trying to increase the power of Black Whip. And he's practicing his shoot style, and he's trying to increase his percentage and stuff like that. And now I'm going to end the video here.